Happy World Storytelling Day. I'm Uriah Wilkinson.
And I'm Terri Uriah.
And this is the Regional Minute. Terri, we're going to do something a little bit new today. First, I want to say that everyone go to our comments. We are doing a featured listing, a new listing that we just put on the market today that you can find a link to in our comments. Anyways, Terri, this is maybe not so specifically about real estate, the market, or anything like that, but I thought, hey, why don't we play a game today? You up for that?
Sure.
What I've done is I've pulled a number of horror stories from the National Association of Realtors, Realtor Magazine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read these stories to you, and I want you to let me know if they're fake or if they're real. You okay with that?
Sure am.
There's got to be a wager here. If you get all of them right, your prize can be I'll go out and all those signs that are stuck in the snow from the winter I'll dig out for you. Sound good?
Sounds like a good deal to me.
All right. Well, do I hope you win?
Probably
Here we go. Story number 1.
Okay.
There was an old 2-story house in my area that was on the market for a long time. A real fixer-upper in a hot neighborhood. It was eerie. Floors weren't level, squeaky steps, the works. When I was inside, I felt like someone was watching me, and it wanted me to leave. It was when I noticed a light in the basement that I calmly walked right out, because the house had no electricity. Real or fake? Why do you think? You say fake. You say fake. Why do you think that?
I guess I'm not super paranormal believing, so.
So you're not going to believe any of these stories that I'm reading?
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm right.
Okay.
It's just what I think.
Okay. All right. Well, actually, you're wrong. This is actually a real story, and it comes from Monette Chain, Metro First Realty in Oklahoma City.
Well, good thing we don't have that house around here.
Story number 2. I'm sure that most other agents out there can appreciate having a listing where your client has their pets present during showings. Normally not a problem unless you have a dog that barks nonstop. A couple of years back, I had just that. One of my clients refused to take her dog with her during her showings because it was old and had a hard time getting into their vehicle, but would put it on a leash in the backyard. The barking was expected and distracting, so I started forewarning my buyers as well as other agents that had scheduled showings, so they knew to prepare for the distraction. One late morning, I was showing the property to a customer I had only spoken to for the first time the night before. As expected, you could hear the dog barking throughout the entire showing, and the buyer made mention of it. It was also clear that he was distracted the entire time and informed me upon its conclusion that he wasn't interested. Later on that evening, I spoke with my seller to provide feedback on how the showing went. She seemed pretty emotional with what I was telling her, and when I inquired what was wrong, she stated that the dog had been euthanized the day before. Real or fake, Terri? Real. Any reason why you think that's real?
Well, if you live in our community and go for walks around town, you know that there's probably a dog every third house. So it could have been anyone else's dog barking.
You're 0 for 2. I mean, it's good logic, but you're 0 for 2. That would no, I made that up. I'm a liar. So what can I say? All right, 0 for 2, Terri. I tell you what, if you get these last 3 correct, I'll still hold to that bargain that I'll get your signs out of the snow.
Okay, cross my fingers.
Are you ready?
Yes.
I am a professional real estate photographer, and I have taken photos of many old homes. And when I edit the pictures, I am sometimes shocked by what I see. One time, the reflection of a tree in the window looked like a person wearing a creepy mask. But worse was when the woman was standing behind me while I took a photo in one of the rooms of the listing. In the picture, the reflection in a mirror showed an old man and an overcoat behind me instead. Real or fake, Terry? Fake. No, that was real. That was real.
I'm so not good
Oh
at
for
this
3.
game.
0 for 3. Don't worry. I think that in the future, you'll get better at this. But no, that was from Raylene Hansen and from Raylene Inder Hansen Photography in Providence, Rhode Island. Okay, number 4. I think at this point, we just have to hope you get one right. Okay, you've got 2 more. You've got 2 more. As soon as I pulled up the driveway, the hair on the back of my neck stood up. My buyers, a married couple whom I was showing the property to, were standing outside, and there was a feeling, an odor of death. I had chills and began to shake. When I opened the front door, the wife, who was 5 months pregnant, felt like she was going into labor. We turned around immediately and left. As soon as we pulled out of the driveway and got about 100 feet away from the house, the wife said she felt better. Later, the listing agent, who was related to the seller, told me no one who visited the property wanted to stay long. Finally, after getting no offers, the seller decided to demolish the property. 3 workers were injured, one way or another, during the demolition. So the seller gave the remnants of the home to the volunteer fire department to use for controlled fire training. 3 firemen were hurt, though not severely. The house smoldered for 3 days. Now there's nothing but dead space where the house once stood, and nothing, not even grass, grows there. What do you think, Terry? Real or fake? I'm really feeling for you now, Terry. This is real. This was from Teresa Aiken from Corpus Christi Real Estate Group. They're in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Well, I'm not good at this game.
All right, I think you'll get this one. I have faith that you'll get this one. I tell you what, if you get this one, I'll remove one sign. Okay, how about that?
Okay, sounds like a deal.
There was one evening I was showing a couple of houses to a client that I had been working with for 2 months. She was a little picky, so we had seen multiple homes at this point. One of those houses was a typical traditional home. Nothing special or unusual about it, in a very quiet and typical neighborhood. My client had a habit, while looking at properties, to open and close all the cupboard doors to peer inside and determine their size and durability. After spending a few minutes in the kitchen, we moved on through the rest of the home that took us upstairs to view the bedrooms. Before we concluded our showing, my client had wanted to take one more look at the kitchen, and upon entering, we noticed that all the cupboard doors were wide open, all of them. I know that my client had closed those cupboard doors before we went upstairs. Needless to say, she didn't purchase this property. Real or fake? Congratulations, Terry. Congratulations. You got one. You got one. All right. So either you could recognize my writing or it just seemed that obvious that it was fake.
Well, at this point, it's 50-50 chance, so got to pick one way or another.
I guess so. Well, thank you for taking the time to watch our video. If you'd like to hear one of my own personal horror stories, go to Uriah Wilkinson Regional Realty, the Wilkway page, and we might have a little video with me explaining one of my own haunted horror stories. Just remember to like, comment, and share.
And if you're on YouTube, if you want to subscribe, that would be great as well.
Thank you.